Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, your money just never seems to get ahead? You get your paycheck, pay the bills, maybe enjoy a night out or two, and by the end of the month, you're basically starting from zero again. Meanwhile, there are people who don't seem to earn that much more than you, but somehow they're building wealth, buying homes, and retiring early. What's their secret? It's not winning the lottery. It's not inheriting a trust fund. The secret is a piece of financial math so simple it almost feels like cheating. It's called the Rule of 72. And once you understand it, you'll never look at money the same way again. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this rule works, how everyday Americans are using it to grow small savings into real wealth, and most importantly, how you can start applying it right now, even if you've got just a few bucks in your account. So stick around because this might be the single most important financial lesson you ever learn. Chapter 1. Meet Emily, the everyday American. Let me introduce you to Emily. She's 29, works as a graphic designer in Chicago, and earns a pretty average income. Her paycheck covers her rent, groceries, Netflix, and the occasional new pair of sneakers. She saves a little, maybe $200 a month, in a standard savings account, because that's what her parents always told her was the responsible thing to do. But here's the problem, that savings account pays 0.5% interest. At that rate, do you know how long it would take her money to double? 72 divided by 0.5 equals 144 years. Yep, her money would finally double long after she's gone. Now compare that to her friend Jason. Jason isn't a finance expert, he doesn't have a Wall Street job, but he learned about the Rule of 72 at a seminar and decided to start investing instead of just saving. He put his money in a simple index fund that historically returns around 9% per year. 72 divided by 9 equals 8 years. That means his money doubles roughly every 8 years. So while Emily's $10,000 would crawl its way to $20,000 in more than a century, Jason's $10,000 would become $20,000 in 8 years, $40,000 in 16 years, times $80,000 in 7 years, 24 years, times $160,000 in 32 years. Same starting point, two completely different futures. Chapter 2. The Rule of 72 explained. The Rule of 72 is one of those rare financial hacks that's both powerful and ridiculously easy. Here's how it works. Take the number 72, divide it by your annual rate of return. The result is the number of years it will take for your money to double. That's it. No complicated formulas, no spreadsheets required. If your money earns 6% per year, 72 divided by 6 equals 12 years to double. If it earns 12%, 72 divided by 12 equals 6 years to double. And the beauty of this is that it doesn't just apply to big investors, it works for anyone, whether you're putting $50 a month into an IRA or $500 into a brokerage account. Chapter 3. The hidden danger of playing it. Safe. Most people think they're being responsible by keeping their money safe in a savings account. But in reality, they're losing money every single day. Here's why. Savings accounts average less than 1% interest. Inflation in the US has historically averaged around 3%. So even though your balance looks safe, the purchasing power of your money is shrinking. It's like filling a bucket with water that has a tiny hole at the bottom. The bucket looks full, but it's quietly draining away. Meanwhile, investments like the S&P 500 index fund have averaged about 10% annual returns over the long run. That's the difference between your money doubling every 7 years versus every 100 years. If you're serious about building wealth, you can't afford to play it too safe. Chapter 4. Compounding. The money snowball. Let's imagine you start with just $5,000 invested at a 10% return. The Rule of 72 says it doubles every 7.2 years. Here's what happens if you don't touch it. After 7.2 years, $10,000. After 14.4 years, $20,000. After 21.6 years, $40,000. After 28.8 years, $80,000. Now let's make it even more realistic. Let's say you also add just $200 a month to that investment. After 30 years, thanks to compounding, you're not looking at $80,000, you're looking at over $400,000. That's the magic of compounding. Small, consistent steps don't just add up, they multiply. Chapter 5. The Cost of Waiting. Meet Tom. Now let's talk about Tom. Tom is Emily's coworker. He always says he'll start investing later, once I make more money. Instead, he spends his cash on the latest iPhone, weekend getaways, and leasing a car he can barely afford. By the time he finally starts investing, 10 years later, Emily's money has already doubled once and her snowball is rolling. The crazy part? Even if Tom invests twice as much money as Emily later on, he may never catch up. Because when it comes to building wealth, time beats money. This is the biggest wealth hack almost nobody talks about. Your money has the most power when you give it time to grow. Chapter 6. Why most Americans miss out. If the rule of 72 is so simple, why don't most people use it? Here are the biggest barriers. 1. Inflation ignorance. People think a 2% savings account is better than nothing, not realizing inflation is quietly eating them alive. 2. Lack of financial education. Our schools don't teach compounding. You can graduate with a degree and student debt, but not know how credit cards or investments work. 3. Fear of risk. The stock market is scary, but avoiding it altogether is riskier than getting educated and starting small. 4. Analysis paralysis. People wait for the perfect time to invest, but guess what? The perfect time never comes. The good news? You don't need to be a math genius or a Wall Street insider. You just need to start. Chapter 7. Rewiring your money. Emily eventually realized she didn't need to earn more to get ahead. She needed to think differently about money. She made 3 key decisions. 1. Learn the basics of investing. Just the fundamentals, nothing crazy. 2. Cut a few small luxuries, like daily Starbucks runs and impulsive Amazon buys. 3. Invest consistently. Whether it was $50, $100, or $200 a month, that's it. No lottery ticket, no rich uncle. Just steady, smart moves. Fast forward a decade and Emily isn't just surviving, she's thriving. Her money works while she sleeps. She's planning a career pivot to freelancing with the confidence that her investments are growing in the background. Wealth isn't about earning more, it's about making your money smarter. Chapter 8. Your action plan. Start small, start today. So here's the big takeaway. The rule of 72 isn't a get-rich-quick trick. It's math, it's discipline. It's the difference between spending your entire life chasing paychecks or building a future where money works for you. Here's what you can do today. 1. Open a basic brokerage account if you don't already have one. 2. Pick a simple investment like an S&P 500 index fund. 3. Start with whatever you can. $10, $50, $100. The amount doesn't matter as much as the habit. 4th, let compounding and time do their magic. Because here's the truth, the best time to start investing was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. So I'll leave you with one final question. Do you want to be like Emily, who took action and let her money snowball? Or like Tom, who waited until it was too late? Don't wait for a raise. Don't wait for a windfall. Start where you are, with what you have. If this video gave you that little push you needed, hit the like button, share it with a friend who's been procrastinating, and drop a comment below. What's the first financial step you'll take this week? We're rooting for you. And if you want more practical, no BS tips to grow your money and your life, make sure to subscribe. Because the sooner you start, the sooner your money starts working for you.